I think we do ourselves a very big disservice whenever we have a new idea that we have a tendency to just completely start over on whatever thing that we actually have going on. But instead of actually just starting over, I think that we need to just adopt the idea and the framework of just pivoting. So, for example, and this is a pretty funny story, when the crypto bull run was happening like a couple of years ago, every single company was like, oh, crypto's the next big thing, blockchain is the next big thing. So they basically shifted their entire focus and their entire premise on going all in into crypto and blockchain. Then crypto died down, and then AI was like on the rise. All of those crypto companies, aside from a select few, transitioned into becoming an AI company. They didn't go ahead and start over and then scratch their entire business plan and then get rid of their profits and then dissolve their entire companies and fire their CEO. They literally just, pivoted. They're like, yeah, crypto didn't work out, so we're switching over to AI. And I think we really need to adopt that mindset as well. For example, if you have a YouTube channel and you're working on an idea that has been on your mind for a while now, and you make some videos on it and you understand that you're like, yeah, this is not for me. This idea, I thought it was much better in my head than it actually is whenever I post. Either you're not enjoying the process, or there's not a demand for it, or you just like something else that is better. And this is not to be confused with shiny object syndrome. This is essentially me saying that you have worked hard on to prove your idea, but it's just not working out for whatever reason, right? So instead of actually just going ahead and starting another YouTube channel, why don't you just pivot instead? Why don't you repurpose your YouTube channel and try a different niche out? Maybe you'll like that. Maybe you went from gaming to tech and to, just talking on a podcast, whatever the case might be. So for example, I use myself as an example, right? This YouTube channel that you're watching this video on at the moment, it was first started off as a gaming channel, in which, basically I voiced over my own gameplays. It didn't succeed because I hated then just actually editing my gameplay videos, and it made playing video games to me so effing boring, because it basically just sucked the joy out of playing those video games because I was so caught up in actually trying to make good content and providing extra commentary that it felt like work to me. I didn't enjoy my actual hobby. So from there, I started a podcast in which I was actually interviewing entrepreneurs. I didn't end up doing that or pursuing that, even though I tried hard on it. And now it's over here with this daily lessons thing, and I might pivot sometime in the future as well. You never know. Instead of actually me just creating another YouTube channel and working my way up from 0 subscribers and asking all my friends and my family to actually subscribe to that particular channel and then doing that over again like 3 or 4 times, I just pivoted. And I think we need to do the same thing, because what ends up happening is that we think that we've made a mistake and we go back to the beginning because we think that we've made that mistake in the beginning. But in reality, we've probably made some type of mistake in which we're not enjoying the process, or we're not succeeding at whatever we're doing at like around like the 25% or 35% mark. So instead of going back to 0%, we should just pivot from the point that we are at the moment and then just work our way from there. Because there's a lot of good lessons, whether it be in business or in life or just in general. There's a lot of good lessons that you probably learned from that particular experience that you could provide on whatever you're trying to pivot to now. Just like, the crypto companies were actually becoming AI companies. I'm sure that there are a lot of things and a lot of business lessons that those companies probably learned, which they are applying in, AI. Basically, don't try to waste your time whenever you're trying to pivot. Don't start from the beginning. Just start from the point that you are. And especially for YouTube channels, don't be scared to lose a couple of, I guess, 100 subscribers, right? I understand you might be at a 200 subscriber mark like I am, but you cannot live in that fear of that you're going to lose that audience just because you're afraid to actually gain about like 100,000 plus subscribers. Sometimes it's needed. Sometimes you need to go through growth, through pain, through some sacrifice to achieve something greater and far better than what you actually already have. But either way, pivot, don't start over again. This was episode number 66 of the Daily Lessons podcast. This is your host, Yusha. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well, because it means the world to me.